Healing. What is healing? When I say this word, what do you think of? Is it the skin when it gets cut? Is it the tongue when it gets burned when you drink something too hot? Is it a friendship coming back together? What is it? I spent a long time working on healing. Not actually ever looking it up or trying to define it, of what it means to me, but held some sort of concept loosely in my mind. I had a target of simply feeling better. Feeling better about the past. Feeling better about my relationship with particular people. Feeling better about how I looked at myself. And that's a lot to heal. A while back, I started reading these set of books called The Way of Mastery. These are books that are channeled from Christ consciousness, the living Christ, the Christ that has always been and will always be, that pure, loving energy. And within these books, it taught the keys to the kingdom. Desire. Nothing occurs without desire. You desire to have your breath smell good, so you brush your teeth. You have a desire for hair that feels right, so you get it cut. You have a desire to wear clean clothes, so you wash them. And it teaches that nothing would happen without desire. Another key is intention. Why are you doing what you're doing? What direction are you going? Allowance. Allowing things to be as they are, without applying a desire to change it. And surrender. Surrendering to all that what is. No longer inserting your force on the world to change something. If you're trying to change it, you're going into the past, or you're going into the future, and you're trying to manipulate. Surrender is more in alignment with creation. Holding on to what you want to create and allowing that to blossom into the world. And so I've had these keys for many years now. I've known these keys. And towards the end of these books, it described that if Christ asked me to sweep the streets, to become a street sweeper, then do this with all devotion. Because if Christ asks us to weed the garden of our mind, then that is what we should do. And it wasn't until this year that I actually took that very seriously. There are 4 pillars of the path of T, and one of them is purity. And I realized I have some work to do there. I realized my mind was so attracted to women, it became a focus. And I would actually value myself with what my relationship was to women. And so I began the path. I stopped taking substances that made me feel better. I stopped taking substances that would allow me to push my emotions down. I started showing up to breath work and practicing as if it were my last class. I would set the intention that this class would heal what needed to be healed. I had feelings and sensations in my body that were not preferable at all. I'd wake up in the middle of the night, sweating, sad, not wanting to feel it. Five months later, recording myself, sharing this message of what is healing. I see it as 2 parts, maybe 3, as a bonus. The first part is the hardest part. The first part is reconciling the relationship we have with our childhood, with our parents, with the experiences we had when we didn't understand what was happening fully. Creating peace with that. And not lying to yourself and just affirming that it's okay. Actually finding peace with it. And every time we have a thought of our past, there's a feeling of joy with what happened. So you'll know if you're healed, if you don't feel joy when you think about your childhood or think about what it was like being with your family when you were young. Another one is the future. And a word that's come up to me in the past few weeks has been annoyed. I feel annoyed. Or, that's not what I want. So if we carry an attachment to things being a certain way, if we are not using the key of surrender, then we are not accepting what is occurring. We are not finding joy in that moment. And this can be tough because we have preferences, and that's okay. We have desire, and that's okay. But if the situation that you're in is so non-preferable that you're creating something negative within you, and you're saying words that don't feel good, then you are perpetuating a creation of something you do not prefer, and you begin to resist it. And so how can we live in a world? How can we live in a place and time and accept the circumstances, accept the situation? What I found in this is to surrender, to accept, and to begin to deepen the breath. Begin to connect with spirit. Begin to stretch and move. Maybe drink some tea. Maybe sing a song or hum the Om. Go on a walk. Call a friend. Create that peace in the moment. Create the joy that I'm alive, that you're alive, that we're alive. So we have the past and we have the present. And the bonus is being able to carry that joy, being able to carry that loving Christ consciousness within. And when people come your way and haven't healed their past or their future attachments, can you be with them? Can you feel what they feel? Can you go into the ditch and help them dig into the mud so they can get out? Always remembering, always holding that vision that it's okay. This is going to change. This too shall pass. And allowing this other person to move out of the past, out of the future, and into the moment. Because everything in this world, everything that we experience through the manifold of our senses is simply a mirror of where we are at, who we are being. This world is perfectly imperfect. As a dirty mirror, ready to be cleaned by our own mind, our own consciousness. There's endless tools of how to heal. But if we don't know what healing actually is, or if we don't get to the bonus level, then those around us may seem to pull us back down into those unhealed memories, those unhealed attachments. My favorite tool is the breath. My favorite tool is breath work. finding your own practice to feel what's ready to be felt, and looking at the things that we're attached to, and to sit with it, and to contemplate, why do I want this? Why do I think that this serves me? I joined a Discord group called Sons of God. 170 something men practicing God mode, going to the gym, getting sober, removing corn, removing self-pleasure, removing the fantasies about women from our minds. This is the weeding of the garden. This is the tilling of the soil. If you want to join me in this group, there'll be a link in the description. I welcome you to join me. I am part of the Air Tribe. Anything in this message that resonates, please leave a comment. Anything that triggers you, anything that you didn't like, please comment. And I'll see you in the next one.